This weekend, Ryan builds a shed, Andy buys a boat, and we scale endless levels of the same maze. I'm Ryan.
I'm Andy.
And this is Weekend Rental, episode 233. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode. Andy, how's things in your world?
Pretty good. We were just talking about the storms that came through. Were pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's summer.
Yeah. And what a summer it's been, man. Like,
rain.
Didn't have a spring, and now it's just like rain and humid. And I swear on like Sunday when I walked out, it was just like walking out your door into like a wet blanket. It was the most ungodly, uncomfortable, humid thing. I was out there painting my shed, which I got built over the last couple of weekends since we talked, and like my shirt was just like clinging to my body because it was just like between the humidity and like my sweat, it was just gross. So
yeah, how'd that go? Did it pretty clean or?
Yeah, for the most part, the shed came out good. I had one kind of error in judgment where I really didn't take into account the downspout and then the roof line. So if I'd have just moved the shed over initially 2 inches, it'd have probably been fine. But now I've got like this weird cobbled together downspout contraption that I'm eventually going to have to deal with. But minor mistake. Everything's done. Get the roof on, get the walls up. Just need to build the door, which I'll probably do at some point this week. We'll see how ambitious I get. And then spend the next week or two moving stuff in, organizing, figuring out my shelves. And then I'll be on to being able to like remodel my garage, which I'm excited about. So.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And like I like the total on it. Well, not even counting the rebates I'll get from Menards. You can take another couple hundred out of the cost for that, but I think I got it all done. $2,100.
Wow.
That's steel roof and everything. So
yeah, that's
for a 15 by 8 foot shed. That's not bad.
Yeah.
But of course, you know, both weekends I'm working on it. It rained both Saturdays. So it's just like I had this nice, pristine, you know, shed and shed floor, and it's just like all mud and slop and just crap everywhere. But I was like, whatever. It's gonna store a lawnmower and a snowblower. It'll be fine.
Yep.
Huh. So pretty happy with it. I was very happy that my dad was able to help because he understands like all the math and the roof lines and like all the shit that I would take way too long to try and figure out. So he just like kind of went at it. I was like, well, how are we gonna do the roof? He's like, well, I'm gonna do this bird's eye, and then I'm gonna cut the post. I'm like, whatever, man. Like, sounds good.
Wow.
And he just kind of like freeballed it and worked good. So, So yeah, one big item off the to-do list, and a whole bunch more coming up. So never ends with home ownership.
Yep.
And I have noticed something really annoying with our new neighborhood. I don't know if it's because our old neighborhood, everyone just looked too poor for the size houses, but like I swear, like once a week I get like some random contractor who's coming by to like see if I need a roof estimate or like pest control or like, you know, it's like, no, thanks. Like I'm good. Like, it's annoying.
Huh.
I opened the door today because the doorbell rang. I just assumed it was one of my kids' friends, and I was like, have we met before? I'm like, no. Why are you on my doorstep? And he was like there to like, well, I'm offering this new like pest control service, and it's 65% discount. I'm like, man, no. Like, thank you, but no.
Yeah.
How about you? You've had more projects getting ready for your campouts and whatnot?
Yeah. So we mowed a trail through the woods over here. And then my oldest son decided that wasn't long enough. So he found another little section to like loop around on it.
Okay.
So we were out there kind of cutting stuff down to little branches here and there to get it ready to mow through it. And then feel my legs getting a little tingly. Like,
oh no.
I look down a little bit. I'm like, poison ivy right there. So then we kept following the trail and kept finding more and more and more. So then the following day, me and my wife suited up. It's a pretty warm day. It wasn't too warm, but it was warm enough where you're wearing a sweatshirt and rubber gloves and stuff like that. And you're like, this is
dying.
uncomfortable. So yeah, we scoured the whole woods, pretty much ripping up all the poison ivy that we could find, and it's interesting digging up all those vines and stuff that are underground and everything. And then it's pretty awkward because, of course, that's when your nose and your eyes itch the most, and you can't touch your face at all.
Right. Well, I mean, you could. It might just not work out for you.
Yeah, it would not be good. Itch your eye, yeah. So it was constantly like, "Hey, hon, come over here. I need to like rub my face all over your back."
Your neighbor's like, "What in the fuck?"
Yeah.
That's bad. So do you react to that pretty bad?
I don't think so. I mean, that one day I could feel it a little bit, but after that it wasn't too bad. Although I did wash pretty fast after that. So
sure.
I think I got some at some other point, and that's been sticking around more. But
sure. Yeah, I mean, once you get it on like shoes or something too, or sandals, it's like you just gotta throw that stuff.
Yep.
It's funny because like I never really had a bad reaction to it, and I guess this happens a lot. But like as you get older, like it just gets worse. So like I got hit a couple times, 2 summers back to back in like my mid-30s, and it's almost like napalm. It would just turn my skin like purple, and like everything would melt and blister off, and it is miserable.
Yeah. Oof.
Absolutely miserable.
Yeah, that stuff is not something to be playing around with. That's for sure.
No, and I always struggle to identify it too. I should be smarter and just like start taking pictures of stuff I'm questioning, and I'll go on like one of those free apps.
Yeah,
free
well,
websites.
That was the problem we had because we also have a shit ton of small box elder trees everywhere, which look almost identical. Pretty much the only difference you can tell is like how the stems come off the main root.
Sure.
They do
so
it
you're just like cutting everything out of abundance of caution, just like, nah, it's got to die.
Yeah, there was quite a few that I pulled up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a tree, but fuck them.
Yeah. Well, at least like with the path, like if you're keeping it mowed, like that stuff should die out after a couple of summers. Yeah. As long as you don't go wandering off to the sides. But yeah, that's not a fun surprise.
No. It's quite amazing though when you find a patch and it's like you start digging the vine out underneath the ground, and it is like it's just like a net. It's crossed over all over the place, and yeah. I'm sure it just kills everything around it, to hide all of it.
Yeah, that stuff sucks. Kids didn't get it at all, though.
No. No.
Good deal.
Although it was funny because it was, my son who has been pestering us to go do it. Come help me. I want this done. And as soon as we found poison ivy, he's like, I'm out of here. I'm never coming back out here.
Swearing off nature forever, huh? Yeah, that's not a fun surprise.
No.
Yeah. Well, in the gaming world, there's been some pretty significant news since we talked last. I think the first one, and we're a little late to this because it came out a while ago, but Steam Machine, we finally got pricing. Kind of exactly what we were expecting because we knew that they weren't going to subsidize it. So I think base model 1049, 2 terabyte, close to 1400. Not shocking given what they're charging for the Steam Deck OLED, and then also not too crazy of a price when you consider that they're expecting memory prices to double again by 2027 or the end of it. So these things are maybe they're somewhat future-proofing that price hike that's inevitable. But yeah, I think that pretty much immediately shut off any hope of casual people buying this thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you're probably putting off a lot of hardcore people who could just build a PC and run SteamOS.
Yep.
I mean, the only benefit to it then at that point is the fact that it has like the pause and the quick resume and the one button startup that feels like a console, but
there's big screen for that too. You can kind of do that already.
Part of me thinks it would have benefited them to just take a little bit of a hit and just like eat $100 so that your base model came in at $949. Yeah. I know that's still the same price, but it's not really from a consumer mindset perspective, like that's a big 1 less zero is a big thing,
Oh yeah. That's a whole milestone you're crossing there, and it's funny when they first kind of announced it. You know, that there was a lot of rumors like, "Oh, are they going to be around that 600 mark and be competitive with the other consoles?"
But now those consoles are
double
not
that.
in that price. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And it seems like Valve's even kind of pissed off about it, and they've like come out and said like, yeah, we were targeting 750 to 800, which is
Yeah.
kind of what we initially thought it was going to be, and it had it released last year. That's where it would have been until inevitable price hikes.
Yep.
And like, it's kind of interesting too how Valve has been out there like anything can be a Steam machine. Like, just install our OS. It's like, yeah, but now you're kind of killing your baby already.
Yep. Xbox is like, we tried that marketing, it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Tried it for 6 years.
The whole memory and RAM stuff is pretty dire. Like,
yeah,
and hard drives and stuff like that. Like, I wonder. I'm starting to think, do you start hoarding things off Facebook, like trying to get like old like computers that are somewhat recent and be like, this stuff is probably a good deal for what it is right now.
I know, I've had the same thought, and like even like catching like deals on like sites and stuff when they're cheap now, because it's like it's never going to be that price again. You know what I mean? But yeah, I bet you could totally make a deal on being a electronics recycler in this market. Like if you're getting that, or if you got that stuff cheaper back, a year ago, you could part out so much stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this pretty much solidifies the Steam machine being not what they intended, and it'll probably go the way of the original run, because I don't know if everybody remembers that they tried this like 15 years ago too, before they had their like operating system optimized. But as cool as I think it is, I can't justify $1,000 convenient PC. I can still just hook an HDMI cord up to any TV I want, which I'm doing right now actually. So
yeah. Well, and then I wonder, they were probably trying to race Xbox, because it sure seemed like Xbox was trying to go in this direction too, as like a consoleized PC, right? But who knows what the hell they're going to be doing.
I mean, I think it'd be foolish for PlayStation or Xbox to try to get a console out next year like they were talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's just,
they're
not gonna have a premium model that's less than $1,000. It just won't happen. And it'll only get worse. So I don't know what you do. And then speaking of Xbox, we got that out of the blue announcement after a price hike like 9 months ago that they're all going up like $100 to $150. So now your Xbox Series X is what, a $700 machine?
Yeah, it might be even more than that. I don't know. It's still less than a PS5 Pro. I know that, but
correct.
Not by much.
That's $900. But yeah, it's just, I think that puts the S now at like $650 or something. Like,
which is
the last gen console.
Yeah.
It's just the Xbox One X is all it is, just a digital version. I don't see a path forward for Xbox in the hardware business.
Yeah.
They're closing a ton of studios. Double Fine, bunch of other ones, shuttering people. So it's like, in my opinion, either go the route of Sega and become a publisher and spin that business off into whatever you want to call it. But, they're already in a position where, I think PlayStation 5 was outselling them 5-1. And now with this price hike, that's only going to get worse. And now you don't have name brand recognition. Like, again, like I've said before, like you walk through Target, you walk through Walmart, there's no Xbox games. Like if you don't have a physical presence, how are you ever going to crack back into that market?
Yeah. And how
retailers are not going to carry you.
And if Game Pass is your, promised land, how are you going to grow that market anyway if you cannot grow the install base? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because you could, because you get Game Pass, and then you have to have, Live, I mean, which is bundled in Game Pass. It's like, or you could just go to PC where everything is free to play online. And let's just, I just do not see a hardware business in their future on that platform. I think Xbox is gonna crash. I maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll pull out some miracle, but it sure doesn't seem like it.
Connect 3.
Yes, always on DRM every 24 hours. I when I saw that news, I was just like, it kind of seemed like everybody was kind of like hesitant on their like goodwill towards gamers, at their like Xbox presser event and stuff. And then it's like, so you were trying to make it seem like you were doing the right thing, and then immediately you're jacking prices that
Yep.
much. That's a
Yep.
significant jump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. These things are going to be around a while, I think, like you said. And
Yeah.
and the fact that like PlayStation 4s are still kind of crazy
They're
expensive
still
too.
viable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's still games coming out on it. Not like
Yeah.
all the new ones, but there's still stuff.
Wait, I was thinking about that. When did that come out? Like 2014 or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
That's like clamoring for an NES when the PlayStation 2 is about to come out.
Yeah. It's
It's
true.
crazy.
Yeah. It's wild. I mean, we are definitely now like in a future where, it used to be sustainable to be like, I'm a gamer. I'm going to own every console this generation. Now it's like, pick your one, have a
Yep.
PC, and that's the best you can hope for. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, I think it's just outrageous. And I still don't see the value in, really, there is no reason in my mind to have an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. I mean, there's, like you said, the last gen is still good on most of this stuff, except we're getting to GTA 6 territory, which we can get into in a bit. And that'll be, you'll need an entry point. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's over for Xbox, to be totally honest.
Yeah. I mean, even like when you switch over back to exclusive, like they're trying to do, like
It's too
who's going
little
to be
too
like,
late.
finally, Gears of War is back. I'm going to go lay down $800.
Right.
Like,
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. And I mean, it's not necessarily their fault. I mean, this is again tying right into the Steam machine. Like it is the cost of what electronic components cost these days, but damn, it hurts. It hurts to see like console generations working backwards in pricing continually. I mean, every platform across the board, So I think gaming will become a hobby that most people just aren't going to have the spending cash for because it's not like, everything else is getting more affordable.
right. Exactly. Yeah.
But
There's
I'm
no
sure
way
oil
to
prices are coming down because we reached a deal, right? Oh no, wait, we started shooting them again. Okay, so we're still screwed. Uh, yeah,
Yeah. I don't know what it's going to be. I mean, this data center stuff is, unless, I mean, the bad side of that is, if that does start coming down and the demand of data centers goes down, chances are the AI bubble has popped and then we're in a way even worse economic crisis than.
yeah. At least when we can't afford groceries anymore, I can sell my Xbox for a lot more money than I paid for it. So it was a good investment. Yeah, and speaking of GTA 6, that was kind of the other big one. We got some news, no new trailer, which I find
Still no
shocking.
gameplay, really.
Right. But fully single player uh focus. There's no plan, at least at this time, or them launching that at GTA 6 online. It's
Which is crazy to me.
in fact, one of the bundles gives you a month of GTA for the current version online. You know what I mean? Which is just a way for them to like rope you into a recurring service. $80 entry price point, which I think is better than what people were expecting. And then no physical game. You can buy a physical box with a code. Which I don't like, but I feel like I understand the reason why. And that is simply because this game is not going to fit on a single disc for any media that's out there right now.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, that's giving them the benefit of the doubt, I think. But
yeah, I got to imagine though, like when you look at how big the file is for like Red Dead 2, that was like 130, 140. So
yeah, I think we're getting pretty close to that across the board on everything anyway, because when you look at these stats where like 80%, 90% of like Capcom games and stuff, they're, reporting that they're all digital,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they still need the retail to cover up that 10%, but they don't care if it's a code or not,
Right. Yeah, I guess, and for me, like with the size of game this was going to be, I was only ever planning probably to buy it digitally anyway. I mean, because let's be realistic, most of those games you buy are just a part of a game, right? It's never the complete game on the disc. You're still downloading
Yeah.
40 extra gigs, so it makes sense. But man, yeah, it's just like let's get some more trailers out there. You know what I mean? Like let's see something. I mean, it's nice that they're locking in, taking pre-orders, sticking to their date, but
What if it's like completely broken and like terrible and they're just like, we just got to ship this thing and not show it?
I can't imagine that will be the case, right? Like with as many years as they've had to work on this, it's gotta be mostly there, I would hope. But I mean, why aren't they showing more of it? So I mean I don't know. I mean, good, bad, terrible, amazing, it still will be like probably the biggest one day sale in history.
Oh yeah.
Any video game. So
I'm scared that it might be too big. Like there's too much going on in it where I'm just going to be like, there's not enough direction for me to play this game.
Yeah. I mean, just look at even the scale of Red Dead 2 and like how you could probably just wander in that for months and not get anywhere near the end of that story. So yeah. It kills me a little bit though that there won't be a physical version. But it is what it is.
You never know, someday, right? They might, because they'll release this version on something else. Yeah.
Maybe by the time they get it on PC, it will come physically, and then you'll double dip and on the physical and the digital.
Yeah. Wait a minute, it's not on PC at launch either, huh?
Mm-mm.
Really? Wow.
It took them a year and a half to get the last one out to PC. So the only place to play it at launch will be Xbox Series and then PS5.
Huh.
And the reports I've been reading today are like, do not plan on that running at 60 frames per second. They're like, there's no way, like, given the constraints and the technology, which, whatever. But that'll probably be like the killer app is getting it to PC and let people overclock shit and, play around with specs more. So,
yeah. Well, and then that there's some people that are buying it twice. So that's why they do some of that.
Yep. Still pretty excited for it. I still think I need to take a day off. Just play it. We'll see. I haven't pre-ordered it just yet. It seems like I'm buying digital, it won't matter anyway, right? Just pre-order it the week ahead of time and then be able to, because I think they said you can install 7 days ahead of launch.
So. It's because it takes 7 days to download.
Probably. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, pretty interesting. I'm happy with the price point though. Like I feel like finally a game that's actually worth $80. Fuck you, Mario Kart.
Yeah. The $100 things are really strange to be locking behind another $20. But
I agree. There was nothing in that I was like, I don't need any of this stuff. And then they said they were going to sell all that stuff a la carte anyway. So it's like, well, what's the point then? So I don't know. You got a boat?
I got a boat. I bought a boat.
Nice.
Yeah.
You've been fishing, boating, just looking at it in the driveway?
Well, I bought the boat and then I waited a week before I had time to take it down to the lake. Brought it down to the lake. And when I got there, I found out the bearing exploded on the trailer.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And it's amazing that the wheel was still on there, actually.
At least it's at its destination, though, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But I still had to fix the trailer, which was that, for turning into a day that you were going to go out in the lake. Then that just turned into getting this trailer fixed. So
did you just buy like a little John boat thing?
Yeah, a little older Alumina-Craft, but it's got a nice motor. So
nice.
Yeah.
And then you get to replace like the axle on it? Was it that bad, or do you just have to get new bearings and
So I got
repack? Or
the bearings are a little bit weird on that one. So I was able to find a hub that matched what it would do. So I just
sure,
bought the whole hub. Found out the hub was too long, too deep, so I couldn't get like the bolt back on all the way with the cotter pin to hold the thing in.
sure.
And this was at probably like 8 o'clock at night. And I said, this thing's getting in the water. So I'm just going to hand tighten this bolt as much as I can with a vice grip. And then we're going to
Sure.
launch this boat.
Nice.
Not a probably long-term solution, but
I mean, you're only going to need to move it like what, once a year? You take it off the lake. So did you get a boat lift then too, or are you just going to put it on the shore?
yeah, I have a boat lift. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mentioned. Well, that's cool though. That'll be fun. Opens up some new possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
What size motor do you got on it?
25.
Oh,
So not.
Yeah, that should be plenty. For a
I wanted
little
something that
aluminum boat,
yeah,
it'll go fast.
I wanted something that is decent, but not too powerful where you can't troll anymore either, right? So
right. Nobody wants to troll. It's the worst kind of fishing, Andy. Trolling is for people who hate fun.
I don't want a different motor just for that though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then you have the batteries
you
for those motors.
You can get a little electric trolling motor and mount it up.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm gonna look at what I have such random topics. Oh, did you see that Sonic thing? For Sonic 35th, where IM 8-bit is like producing physical cartridges of the first two games for an eye-watering $99. So I like immediately went to price charting. I was like, what do these cost complete in box? Like good condition. Just like $20. You can get Sonic 2 or less for Sonic 1. Just like, who is this for and who's buying it? Like,
and the cartridges are dirt Sonic. Cheap. Yeah.
You're right. This just doesn't need to exist, I don't feel like.
Yeah. And then the fact that it was like some random ones, like 1 in 5 will be a different color. And it's like some sort of lottery shit that they're doing. And like, this is scummy. I don't like this at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot like what they did with the Street Fighter stuff too, right? Which was questionable at the time. But this feels like even more questionable because it's just like everybody had these games. You can get them everywhere, mint condition. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, these are just collector's pieces for people who want to like keep them sealed and hope they're like holding the rare variant version, I guess. But I don't know. If this was $50, I'd be like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
99. No thanks.
Yeah.
You could build a pretty good Genesis collection with $200 if you're going loose cart.
Unless there's a Raspberry Pi in that thing, in the cartridge.
That'd be sweet. Yeah, if it was like EverDrive with Sonic, right?
Yeah.
That'd be the way to go. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I like these things, but like it's like when you're doing mainstream stuff like this and not just bringing back like something that was, you know, region locked or like hard to find, it's just kind of pointless in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
As neat as it is.
Yeah, unless you're doing some, and this one didn't look like it has some stuff, but it's not like a huge like historical thing, you know.
Full color manual, Andy. All new manual. Yeah, I kind of just sneered at it as soon as I saw the price. Like, just don't get it. I'm sure they'll sell out of whatever limited batch they do, but
yeah,
just think
I don't think they'll ever
money on it.
I don't think those really hold their value though either. Like those are the type of thing you're going to hold for 10 years and nobody's going to even remember it or care about it, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, real collectors would probably just view it as like a bootleg thing, right? Like, oh, it's not the official one, so yeah. pretty dumb. You've been playing Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah. Pick
the
those
first
up
part?
on part 1 on
how many parts are there now? 2?
There's 2, and then they were showing off the 3rd one this last Game Fest or whatever it was, Summerfest. Yeah, so I finally decided to start those. Obviously, that's been something in the back burner. I've kind of wanted to wait until they're all there and see what it is, but
Sure.
they were on sale on Steam, so I grabbed them, and yeah, I'm probably about 10 hours into the first one, and they're definitely doing a Hobbit situation where they're stretching it out, but
Milking it for all it's worth.
yeah, but it looks good, and man, the combat's fun. You just feel like a cool badass the whole game. So
Is it still like the traditional turn-based thing, or is it totally different? I guess
you can do that. I haven't tried that. But yeah, it's more the new Final Fantasy kind of full action type thing.
action RPG. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is each one like 40 hours long, or what's the breakdown on it?
I think so. Which is
Okay.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
But
I just like how long it's taken them to like do this whole thing. Like we're like 8 years in now to this being worked on. Like that
Oh,
first
yeah.
one came out pre-pandemic, didn't it?
yeah, when they first announced this, it was 2016, 14, something like, something
Yeah.
early like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So you
been
think you'll stick with it and get through them then?
Yeah, I think so. Unless it really drags on in the end here. Like from what I've heard, that you never like leave the city in this first game, which is
Oh, really?
yeah.
And that was like
But-
just the starting area, right? Like
Yeah,
initially,
yeah,
and the game
yeah.
kind of unfolds after that. So is there
Yeah.
4 parts in total and then it's done? Or what's the deal? Or
I think
is
it's
the third
3.
one the
It'll be
last one?
3, I think.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I like the visuals of it, but I've just never obviously been like an RPG guy, so it never really did anything for me. But
Yeah. I mean, it is cool seeing all the people in like really high def, and when you
I
look at
don't know.
those
I like
graphics
the
now,
chunky blocks.
yeah,
Yeah.
you think they were so cool back then, and then you look at them like, these are cartoon characters. Why did I think these were so edgy?
Right. Yeah, now they look like the cutscenes from back in the day, but you're
Yeah.
playing it.
Yeah, they look better than the Final Fantasy movie.
Oh, I'm not going to try that again, I hope. I've been playing a little bit of stuff. Best Buy had that deal where it was like you bought 2 Switch 2 games from like a short list, you get like a free 40th anniversary like Steel Tin Mario Brothers thing. So I was like, well, I'm gonna buy these games anyway. I'll do that and get the tin. So I ended up picking up the Yoshi game. I got to the second level on that, and I was like, nah, I think I'm just going back on the shelf.
Not finding the directionless creative exploration.
Yeah.
That's not.
I maybe need to give it some more time eventually, but I was like, this isn't doing anything for me. And then I, of course, got Star Fox, that bundle, which came, I think I got it like the day after release day. And I've put like an hour or 2 into that. And it's well done, right? Like the visuals look good and everything, but it's just like you realize that you've just bought like what's probably like a 3 to 4 hour game
Oh, it's
for like
not even.
$60. And I don't know, like I was never that much of a Star Fox guy anyway. Like I get it, it's neat. But like it's not really wowing me either. I do enjoy it, but I just kind of feel like I just bought like the 2 like hot Switch 2 games for the summer, and I'm very unimpressed with both of them, and I'm out
Yeah.
$150, you know.
Yeah, I picked up Star Fox, and yeah, I really like the visuals. Obviously,
Gorgeous.
other than the creepiness of anthropomorphic people, fighter pilots that are animals, and
that
that
pig
high
guy.
def, but
The pig guy in that opening cutscene really just kind of disturbed me in all sorts of ways.
Yep. But yeah, then when I did a campaign, I played through it, and then I realized like, oh yeah, I'm not the guy that's like, okay, go back and find the secret exit to this way and find them. And all the Star Fox games, I've never done any of that because it just doesn't interest me. So then it was like, oh, I spent all that money for, it was basically 2 hours, I think.
For one run. Yeah. Yeah. And I bet I'm an hour and a half in and I'm on the 4th stage, which I think there's 7, 8 maybe. So
yeah, something like that.
I kind of walked away from that like lava monster thing, which I think is where I also walked away on the N64 because it's just like, I don't really get what I'm doing wrong here, but I'm just going to have to revisit this. So
yeah,
there's just something too that like inherently kind of boring about air fighter games like Ace Combat, any of that. Like, it's just kind of like, I'm just rotating in a 3D space. You know what I mean? It's just like, there's not a lot of depth to it.
Yep.
For me, but
yeah. And actually this one mixes it up enough where it does do a lot of different stuff. But yeah, I agree.
Then, it's like, how many times are you going to turn in a circle until you see a guy? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it stops being fun at some point.
I'm a tank, but it's kind of the same thing.
I haven't even gotten to the tank yet. Yeah. I do think it's cool, and I think the price point is right on it. Like, I think 50 digitally is probably where it should be. I paid more for the physical version, obviously, but I think I'll at least play through in one full run and finish the campaign on Star Fox. But I don't know that like I need more of this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need an actual new sequel personally, but some people really love this.
Yeah. I kind of wish it was something different, like how hard of it could have been. I mean, to come up with, there's barely any story anyway in it.
Well, what irritates me too is like the game inherently teaches you to just always hold A down so that you're ready to target the next enemy. But then a cutscene comes up and it says hold A to skip, which you're already holding, and then you skip inadvertently like half the cutscenes, right? So I'm like, well, I guess I didn't need to hear that dialogue between like Fox and the other guy. So yeah. But yeah, like you said, the visuals, like it runs amazingly well on that hardware.
Mm-hmm.
You like that, so.
And they didn't forget about it, which is kind of crazy. Like,
yeah,
I always thought that Star Fox was one of those that's just like, well, it's kind of a relic of a gameplay that doesn't really exist anymore. So
yeah, none of that stuff that came out of like the FX era has really like persisted at all.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's still around is pretty impressive. Now I just want my Stunt Race FX reboot. Where's my Stunt Race?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to see the eyes on those cars in that same realism.
Just fleshy detail. Yeah. Yeah, and I wish I liked Yoshi better, but it just didn't. I don't know, man.
I haven't gotten back to it, but yeah, it is totally different. It's out there. It's not anything like they've done before.
The book thing kind of creeps me out. The fact that you're like talking to like a living book that's like telling you to like explore its pages.
Yep, get inside me.
Right. It's a little off-putting.
Yeah. And then you got Ocarina, which is just another 64 remake again. So we'll see where that ends up.
Still curious to see what that is like. How re-envisioned it is. I mean, that'll be a big one for Nintendo this year for sure. Probably their biggest thing on the calendar that they've announced so far. So I don't know.
I hope it comes out.
Actually excited about Rhythm Heaven.
Oh, come on. Rhythm Heaven's good. But that's a Switch game. I think that's only on Switch. Original Switch.
Is that it? That's not coming to Switch too? Oh, that's weird. I mean, I guess makes sense. You can play it on both.
Yep.
You've been playing Escape Simulator, or are you just like running drills in your home? Freaking the children out.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. And it's kind of interesting because it's doing the Fortnite Roblox type thing.
Okay.
Creator content stuff. but it's escape rooms. And the ones that are bundled in, this is kind of an old game. I think it's like 8 years old, maybe more. But yeah, it's comes bundled with some of the ones that they make, and they're all right. They're pretty good as far as like those type of escape room things, right? You're trapped in in a box and figure it out. But the custom stuff is kind of funny too, because it's like way out there on what things that they can make, right? Because nobody's even looking at this shit at this point.
Sure.
So like it's Nintendo stuff in there. Like
that's always the best, which is like blatant piracy, like copyright infringement. That's what made Dreams so good too.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the copyright law in Minnesota or US, right? The company has to go out there and strike a DMCA against it. So they have to be able to see it. And there's no lawyers out there that are playing this shit.
That's so funny. So do you play it like a first person perspective, or is it like a Roblox over the shoulder?
Yeah, it's a first person, and kind of you find clues, inventory type thing. The interesting thing is like you can pick up a lot of stuff in there that means nothing. So it's kind of got a little bit of leads. Yeah, a little bit of that old adventure game stuff where they just give you junk that's like, oh, and then you keep trying it the whole game. Like, I'm going to combine this with this, and it never happens,
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one we were playing. It was like, it blew my mind because you had to know this specific thing. And it was like a whole thing of Secret of Monkey Island.
Oh, okay.
And there is a duel in that game where you are fighting another pirate and you're basically insulting each other. And so the whole wall is what the other pirate says first, and then you have to go grab the responding insult and put it underneath them. And I'm like, who is this for? Like,
well, obviously Monkey Island fanatics, apparently.
I mean, I've played the game, but I could not even remember most of what that was, So like,
sure,
I can't even picture. I want to meet the guy that made that to be like, this is the perfect escape room I've made.
That's awesome. Is there just like tons and tons of like user created stuff out there? Like you just doom scroll forever and try things out?
Yeah, there's a decent amount. I haven't done too much. My kids have been playing the most of it. And yeah, they're having a good time. I wonder how good the quality is on a lot of them, where it's just like kind of broken maybe, or
I would imagine there's a lot of like, we're never going to complete this, try something different. So
yeah, I know there was one where it was driving me nuts because the kids were playing it, and it was a Mario thing where you had to. It was like the very first, NES style, way on the background, and it was like Mario. You could control Mario jumping. It was just an auto scroller.
Oh, really?
It just loop back and forth. So you had to get all the coins and jump over the Goombas. But it was the worst hit, like just terrible hitboxes, delay in jumps and all this stuff. But the whole family spent 20 minutes completing this thing to be the first person to actually get all the coins. And, we could start a high quality game, and most of the time the kids would be not even close to interested. Even if you put the original Mario on, they wouldn't give a shit. But
you throw a broken jank in and they're just committed.
Yeah. That's Roblox though, isn't it? Like my kids are playing, my kid plays it on like a really old Fire tablet that chugs that thing at 10 frames a second, and she's as happy as could be.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because my kid just downloaded like a free mode too, because I get like the PlayStation receipts. It's like, thank you for your purchase. Like, what is this? And it was like $0, like some Roblox thing. I'm like, oh, of course. Really harnessing the power of the PS5 with that. Yeah. I don't think one last one. So it's Tuesday. So Marcus Theater's cheap ticket day. So I decided I was going to go watch Jackass Best and Last today for $6 because I feel like spending a bunch of money on that. And yeah, it was good, but it's like probably like 60-40 old stuff and new stuff. So it's like if you've watched all the Jackass stuff or like and followed the show and like listen to some of the podcasts and know some of the behind stories, like a lot of it's not new. Like it opens with like, this is the origins of Jackass. Shows Johnny Knoxville, shooting himself with that bulletproof vest. And it's like, yeah, anybody who's like been around the internet has seen that clip, and like maybe that's new for some people, but it's a lot of stuff dated from like the old clips, and like they put the date when it was filmed and stuff. And so there's a lot of rehashing. And the new stuff is, I don't know how much time they spent shooting new stuff. Feels like they probably did it all within like a pretty tight window for as few gags as they put in there that are pretty low effort. I mean, there's a couple things that were like, there's an escape room. Like you were talking, like, so if you ever wanted to like complete an escape room by fishing a key component out of a man's butthole to complete the first room, that's a thing. A lot of butt stuff, tons of butt stuff. Pretty much all butt stuff. And then a lot of full nudity from Pontius that I didn't need to see. But yeah, it was kind of cool to just like see some of the different takes and like things that didn't get into the show initially, and see Jackass with Bam Margera in it again, and Ryan Dunn, even if it is just archival footage.
Yeah,
they did have a segment from Jackass Forever that they put in the film with Bam, so that was like never before seen, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I laughed. Some of the stuff was funny, but like the best bits were maybe the older bits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing new was like super. It was mostly like the new stuff was mostly just a lot of gross out stuff.
Which is probably because they don't want to get hurt on
probably
the other stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's funny because like they introduce all like the new cast members too, but like there were like 3 of the new cast members that I don't think, outside of the intro and the ending, I don't think they were actually in any bits at all. So yeah, I would say it, watch it if you are a fan of Jackass, but maybe just wait till it hits streaming, because there's really not a lot new there, but it was still entertaining. And the amount of times that like Johnny Knoxville almost cries in the movie when they're talking about how it's the last one is kind of like, it's kind of almost like it's genuine, but almost kind of like funny, because it's like you guys just like kick each other in the nuts. Like, why are you sentimental about this?
Yes, you could still do it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, at some point though, it does become that where it's like, he's how old, and it's like kind of like a homeless guy on the sidewalk doing a trick for you.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking too, it's like, they put so much emphasis on how this is the last one, but like, I really think there needs to be like a bad grandpa Jackass in like 15 more years when they're all actually geriatric and like
the
old and just,
oh boy.
Yeah, like there needs to be one more like 20 years out. Be great.
Yeah, and then just get Steve-O back on what he was doing back then, and then
give him whippets and yeah, they did include the Ryan Dunn X-ray bit again, which like I'll never not laugh at that. That is still like the greatest. And just that like doctor and his seriousness is like, don't tell anyone about this. He already knows. That's too many people. It's just like such a great skit. I didn't shove it up my ass. Why would I do that? Yeah. But like this, it was like kind of hard to watch with like all the like anus stuff, like I said, because like there were multiple times like I don't like watching that stuff, and like it was just constantly seeing shit everywhere and people vomiting, and it's pretty great. There's a scene near the end where they like finally perturbed Danger Aaron enough that like he literally ran off the set without his shoes. And like you just see him, like they're filming him, runs out of the building, runs across the lot. There's like a closed CCTV loop from like the gate of wherever they were filming. You just see him like running off into the night, like fuck this, like I'm never coming back. Pretty entertaining.
Huh.
And I drug my daughter to that, which I'm sure she loved being next to her dad watching a bunch of like grown men's buttholes and ding dongs flying around. The couple next to us left mid film. They must not have been impressed, and they weren't the only ones. There were like 2 or 3 groups of people that left, just didn't come back.
How does this?
Right, you knew what you were getting into, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty good theater though. Like everyone else that stayed. I mean, it was in a small theater, and there was maybe like third full, but like everybody else was there for it and like laughing their asses off and like gagging and stuff. So that's always entertaining.
I wonder if there's anywhere that you can actually watch like the original show anywhere.
I think is it Paramount has the rights, or I think everything's back up now, like even the full series finally. So, which I think, they obviously did as like a promotional tool for this, but I guess box office hasn't been great. Like only made $10 million worldwide. But I'd have to imagine the budget on this, given the limited new footage and no travel, they did it all in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Probably didn't cost them more than $8 million to shoot, and add $3 million for marketing or whatever. But they'll recoup it by the time it gets to streaming and physical sales. So
yeah. But goes to show you again, our generation is we're not going to the movies anymore.
Yeah. So. No, it's true. It's true. I'm sure everyone else in that theater was there for Toy Story 5, which still don't get how that's doing well.
But, yeah. No, I just wait for everything.
Yeah. Still kind of want to see that He-Man movie in the theater, but at this point, it's got to be almost out. So,
yeah.
But I suppose that gets us to staff picks. Rock Band or video game? I gotta ask you on yours.
It's a video game.
Okay. So you're not becoming a classic rock connoisseur on me.
No, that would not be the one I would be recommending, I don't think.
So what's your pick?
I guess the Rock Band does have a video game too, but I'm not talking about that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is Journey, which I've talked about many times over the years. So I'm recommending it again. But through the frame of on Father's Day, I had all my kids take turns playing each level and go through it.
Sure.
And seen it through their eyes, kind of. And they were like, for as much as we talk about the Minecraft Roblox generation, they were pretty engaged in what was happening.
Sure.
And it still blows my mind. Like that game holds up amazing as far as like there is no HUD, there's no direct, like they just do a great job of the environment directing you where to go. And
what's that game like from the companion perspective at this point? Like, did they get paired up with people, or were there still people playing?
That's what I was really curious about, because I'm like, there can't be anybody playing this anymore. And they ran across 4 different people, I think.
No 5? Shit.
Yeah. It's definitely not, at least my kids were not playing it that way, but neither were the other people, where it was like a lot of like, oh, we're buddied up and we're going to go through this. It was, oh, there's a dude like over there.
Chirp at him and then run away.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, that game still holds up really good.
Were they emotionally captivated by it at the ending, or were they just kind of like, oh, that was fun?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, actually, my youngest was pretty upset because at the spoiler for this really old game, but you climb this mountain and then you end up pretty much dying at the top before you get to where you want to go, right? Which never exists in the first place, but nonetheless, you end up kind of dying, and that was the point where we, after levels, we switched things, and he had a rough time with that because he thought he failed.
Oh, sure.
So it's like, okay, hand it off to your brother. He's like, no, I died. I got to go again. Nope.
make him play that like god awful like mountain climbing ripoff game where he just sets the sky whales free at the end and see which one he's more disappointed with. Maybe freezing to death is the better option. I should probably give that game another playthrough. I just did it the one time, but I mean, it's such, like you said, like it's such a neat experience. Is like just like from an art style and like no direction, feels pretty rewarding.
Yeah, and like there's nothing telling you what the story is. Overall, it's kind of like you have to piece it together, and the music's great, the art's great. Yeah,
scarves are great.
Yeah, and having the scarf being your jump, and having that as kind of the only meter in the game showing you what your action is. Kind of cool.
Yeah, nice. Well, my staff pick, I think this is one I've also talked about on the podcast, and maybe has even been a staff pick again, but it's the documentary, I think it came out in 2010, 180 Degrees South, which I love, and I just happened to like be sitting on the couch one day and I was like, man, I should watch that again. It's been a few years, and I think I found it on Roku for free. And it ties into your headgear. So the original people who founded Patagonia clothing, and they started out like manufacturing kind of like climbing gear and stuff out of a little hole in the wall facility in California, and then back in the day decided to like go off and I think it's Peru they go to. I forget. And then like scaled a mountain that had never been ascended, and this guy, 40 years or 30 years later, like read about this trip and thought it was so fascinating that he's going to do it too, and just kind of drops everything in his life and hitches a ride on a sailboat to go down to where he needs to get needs to be where he's going to go. And yeah, it's like a weird adventure. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's a really chill movie that's pretty inspiring. I think I've probably watched the documentary like 6 times. And yeah, I don't know.
And it's mostly about,
it's probably Patagonia now that I think about it, being that's the name of the headwear. But yeah, so he just like tries to recreate the trip and ends up meeting up with the original people too and talking to them some and going on a hike. So
most of it's trying to climb this whatever thing that they're doing, right?
Actually very little of it is that, because the adventure all goes sideways. Like this guy's not a sailor at all, and the boat he ends up on like has a massive wreck. So they ended up stranded in where's the place that has the Easter Islands with the
wow.
They end up stuck there trying to like essentially rebuild their boat with very little resources from materials at hand to complete the journey. And then yeah, it's kind of all the adventure. And then like the mountain climbing part is just kind of like a piece of the story near the end, and it's a lot of like just finding freedom sort of thing is like the vibe. So yeah, pretty cool.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to watch that one. I like those type of, like following an adventure type of thing in nature usually.
Well, and I'm always inspired by people who are adults and like can have the freedom to just be like, I'm just going to unplug from the system and like what life should be, and just like go and like the thing that like none of us feel like we can do, right? Because for a million reasons you're trapped into whatever you're doing. And I don't know, I'm always a little envious of that.
Yeah, because there's always those people that are like, another example is that what's that Alex guy who does free he does his like soloing up mountains. Like it's like I wish I could have that freedom of what that guy does, or whatever the brain that guy has to be able to do that stuff. But also that guy is crazy, and what is his problem?
Right? Yeah, to find joy in like hanging one-handed untethered off a cliff and shitting into a bag while you're like, like. Yeah. How differently somebody has to be wired to find that like fun, and that's your goal. Like, yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Because then the documentaries usually follow them about, and you get to know their personality a little bit and their tics, and then you're like, oh yeah, this guy has some other stuff. Like there's a reason why he's like this, right? Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's kind of one of those guys too. 'Cause he's like another like El Capitan guy who's friends with the main guy in this documentary, and like he's definitely one of those kind of quirky mountain climber guys. Like when they finally get to the point where they're gonna scale this mountain, the guy's like, "Well, all right, how comfortable are you on snow?" He's like, "I've never mountain climbed on snow." The guy's just like clearly like out of his mind, pissed. He's like, "You're just telling me this now? Why didn't you bring this to my attention? This is a serious like." It just completely like breaks this like climber's brain. It's so funny to see. Uh, yeah, yeah, it's a good one. I really like it. It's a little. I will say it's a little up its own ass with like conservationism and stuff like towards the end and like green earth stuff, but like it's not too bad. But
Yeah.
Also, I kind of get where they're coming from that perspective, but it's a little focused on that in the last like 20 minutes.
Sure. Yeah.
It's still just like a very awe-inspiring journey for a guy who's just like in his mid 30s or early 30s.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad watching it now because like the first time I watched that, I would have been like at the age where I'm like, I could still do something like that. Now I'm like, I could never do that.
Yep. Even if I wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah, physically impossible.
If you're having a good time with us at Weekend Rental, I think you might enjoy all the great geeky stuff found on the Geekade Podcast Network. They've got podcasts about games, music, movies, and more. Plus, if you order off their secret menu, also known as the Geekade Patreon, you just might find an exclusive movie podcast hosted by Ryan and myself. Check it out over at geekade.com. And hey, if you'd like to turn Weekend Rental into a true multimedia experience, our YouTube and Twitch channels might just be for you.
But I suppose time to get to the weekend rental. Weekend rental, of course, Sandy and I will play a game for a given system, give our opinions as to whether we would buy, rent, or burn that game. We are back on the good old Nintendo Entertainment System, or I guess Famicom in this case, and we're talking about the power of, is it Dragu or Draga?
Draga?
Yeah. This game to Switch Online, it did not come out here. It's a maze game. Very primitive maze game.
Yeah. It's sort of Gauntlet-esque, but not in the same crazy way.
Yeah, it's a Gauntlet if you couldn't kill 90% of the things on screen.
Yeah. Now, you want to get that into that right away?
I just still don't understand the mechanic and how sometimes I can like pass through somebody and sometimes I can't, and sometimes it kills them and sometimes it does. I don't understand. Yeah. I never understood it.
Yep. Well, I spent the first 7 floors just hacking, thinking that that's what you had to do.
Sure.
So that was extremely tough to be like, get it up to a blob or whatever and just getting the exact timing on it to hack it. And then found out, oh, you just hold the sword in front of you and you can just cruise around.
Yeah, kind of. There's those wizard bastards that once they start coming into play, then you need the shield. But yeah, and I will say, like, I never understood what the items I got were. Like, sometimes you pick up like extra chests because essentially every level you're just in a grid, black background, very bare bones graphics, and you're hunting for a key in a time limit to unlock a stairwell up to the next floor. But then occasionally, after you get the key, I think on every level, probably another chest opens up with like bonus items. Like it would show on your lower stat bar. But I never knew what they did or if they benefited me in any way. I think I got a stronger sword at one time because I was able to kill like lower level knights, but
yeah, I think that's what one of them I got as well. And then I got like one I think was like a pickaxe maybe that might have. There was like one time that I was able to get through a wall somehow.
Okay.
And maybe that was just a secret thing and it had nothing to do with it. But I just assumed maybe that was, if you have a pickaxe, you could do certain walls or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I got like a candelabra or like lantern thing one time too. And maybe that comes into play where I quit the game, which was at level 20 when I couldn't see the walls anymore. but I did not have the
Oh.
lantern at that time, so I don't know if that does anything or not.
Yep.
Once I was playing in the dark, I was like, "Fuck this,"
Yep.
because
I don't know if it's procedurally generated, so I have to think it is, because some of them are so like that I came across was like the key and the thing is right there. Like, why wouldn't I just,
Yeah,
you know?
I think I had 3 floors in a row, probably like 7 to 10, where everything was like 5 steps and I was done.
Yeah. So that makes me think that that's probably the case, but
Yeah, that could
yeah.
be. I don't know that I want to go back and replay it to validate that. It's amazing too for a game that has like one action button in the D-pad, how god awful the controls are.
Yeah.
Like the pixel perfect execution you need to hit those hitboxes to make turns and stuff is frustratingly tight for a game that should be pretty straightforward.
It's like Pac-Man, where you can kind of buffer your turn right before you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
Except he buffers it too late. Like,
correct.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. I found that like needlessly frustrating. Well, and at first I thought it was like, oh, I'm playing with the analog sticks. So that must be why. And then I switched to like the buttons, and I was like, this shouldn't be this bad. This is fully separated D-pad buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I see why this game didn't come out over here, because obviously it must have been a pretty early release on the Famicom, because it is very basic. The objective is very simple. There's one, like I said, no background, black, one song that plays for the whole thing. I'll give it its credit in that, like, from a game design perspective, like, it is very straightforward in what you were supposed to do and like what the mission is, but at no point did I find it becoming fun or more engaging. Like, I mean, I got through 20 levels pretty easily, and then I was just like, it's not showing me anything different. Like, it just introduces more bullshit, like enemies you can't see or enemies that respawn.
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
fun.
like you said, like nights that you can go through them 2 times, but then the third time kills you for some reason. It's like, yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do, and those guys follow you everywhere. It seems like.
Yeah, they're dicks.
There is a certain level of difficulty in some spots, for sure. But
I don't. I mean, without the rewind button, I think this would be a damn near impossible game to progress in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I definitely, especially toward level 15 or something like that, I started really. Some of those wizards, it's just like they got me like right when I was getting into another lane or whatever,
Yeah, because they'll fully hit you from all 3 sides. There's no way not to die.
Yep. But I want to say this was 87. That's what I think it said on the thing, which is, I mean, that's pretty early when you're talking like almost black box stuff. This is kind of more advanced than that. Obviously, it was an arcade game. Like, it definitely seems like that.
Yeah, you can feel that. Yeah.
And it's got some of that like exploration and kind of Zelda-ness to it, where you're like, oh, what does this thing do? Or get the treasure. But I mean, once you play Zelda, you're like, oh my gosh, this thing's a dinosaur.
Yeah. It is very derivative though of like pretty much everything else you would see in like the fantasy, like RPG, like just like in assets. I mean, it's like, okay, you got the slime, you got the knights, you got the wizard. Like, there's nothing like character wise from this game that like makes it its own vibe in any sort of way.
Yep. It must have like been really popular in Japan, because it's still talked about. Like, there's like an anime recently that was about this game. So like, I don't know. There had to have been some following for this. I don't know if we've ever got a. I think there was a PS2 game. I want to say a Druaga something or other.
Oh, really?
That maybe came over here. I want to say, but
yeah, I don't know that I'd ever really heard of this one until we played it, and I don't know. Like, there's way worse games on the NES, right? This is a fully playable game, but again, I just don't find any of it overly fun. I mean, sort of just like maze running and mitigating the chaos is more of what the game feels like after a while, because it just becomes all about projectiles coming at you from every direction, just not getting hit more than it is about anything else.
Yeah, and that's when the controls really
Yes.
get you, and you're just like, this sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when they start throwing invisible enemies that throw out lightning bolts, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, and then you can't even count on like how many hits they're going to throw at you, because some of them shoot like 5 times randomly for some reason. And when there's no pattern recognition and you can't see it, that's when a game goes from like fun to just bullshit. And then when I hit stage 20 and like the map was gone, I was like, no, like I am not here for this. Because the other problem too is like, for the most part, other than like you said, those like some levels where the key and the stairwell are very close, there are just as many levels where you're down to like the last 30 seconds to make it up to that exit before you're just toast.
Mm-hmm.
The timer is very tight.
Yep. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because like using the rewind, it kind of is interesting because, like I said, that you'd get hit by a wizard or something, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to rewind because that was bullshit.
Right.
Where he spawned and killed me immediately. And then they spawned completely somewhere else. Next time you're like,
yeah.
So like it's complete randomness or something. It's weird.
I was trying to figure out that too. It must be like very dependent on like where your pixel is on the screen as to where like it generates the next enemy. Because you could rewind something 3 times and get like completely different results.
Yep.
Which I guess is good from like a replay perspective, but it definitely doesn't make you feel like you have control over your destiny in a lot of ways, which is kind of important in a game.
I mean, could you imagine trying to speedrun this? Like you couldn't, I don't think.
No. I think the biggest crime too is just like the fact that it is just such a bland game. Like bland, boring load screen or startup screen, bland, boring. Every map looks the same, right? They don't even bother like, maybe they changed the colors of the walls at some point, but like I think they were just gray the whole time, were they not?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like every map looks the same. It's just like the enemies that spawn that are different in the layout. It's not very appealing. I don't know. This one can stay in Japan, I think. What do you think you'd give it on the Byron Burn scale?
Yeah, if I got this at 1987, I think I would have been all right with it.
Sure.
Even Gauntlet was around, and that had more stuff kind of going on in that type of.
Even some of the black box games had more to offer.
Yeah, and some of them didn't. Some of them were definitely more rudimentary than this, but so it was maybe a little advanced for that time period, but it quickly, like a year or 2 later, it was done. Like this was. Oh yeah. You would never play this again. I don't think.
No.
I don't see the enjoyment in it. What you would get out of it. I just don't see it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to burn it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna burn it too. Like I said, there's worse games, but like there's just no reason to ever want to revisit this again. And there's just not enough there. There's so many games of this style in that era, and this one just doesn't have a lot of personality to it. And just like, I can't imagine playing this without a rewind feature and getting anywhere. And all, there's just too much bullshit. So yeah,
especially when you're just tapping the button to hack. If you think that's the attack, that you really don't get anywhere that way.
Slimes are impossible. Yeah, I will not ever pick this one back up. I don't think so.
Yep.
But I suppose that gets us through another one.
Yep. I feel like we've maybe pissed off some people by both burning that game. I don't know. Maybe.
I've never heard anyone speak positively of it, but maybe I'm crazy. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do some searching online.
Yeah, I don't know.
They can tell us why we're wrong.
Yeah. You can email us at weekendrentalpodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you check out the Geekade Patreon because we do a movie podcast with them, and plus you get early access to a lot of other good geeky podcasts. But yeah, until next time, be kind, rewind. Bananas.